Hey guys, Corrie here today with my second SpiegelMom Scraps video. So again, here is my coupon code so you can go pick up some goodies, and otherwise I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I originally did basically this design on a page from my Epic Disney album, another one, and for whatever reason I didn't turn my video on, so I'm redoing the page. So if in a few days you see more SpiegelMom Scrap products on another page that looks like it has a fairly similar design layout, that would be why. Don't be surprised. It was meant for her and the video died. So anyhow, we're doing this one. So I'm starting with watercolor paper, and all I'm doing is just getting some color on the page. I'm using pink, and this pan of watercolors is from Target, and it's actually awesome. I love it. The colors are gorgeous, and so I love to use it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really fun banner. And so I'm going to use these little canvas banner pieces, some little butterflies, some die cut pieces, some pattern paper. I think I actually cut out a card, like a Project Life card. So anything that I can make a cute little banner piece from is what I'm going to use. So here's some Project Life cards, and I'm just going to cut some of them, make them into banner pieces. I do really love banners. I think they're really cute. I don't use them all the time. They were like all the rage years ago. Do you guys remember? And I think now they're definitely just a cool, staple or staple design type of thing that can be used. So there's some labels, so on and so forth. So what I'm doing is I'm punching holes using, this is a crocodile tool. The hole puncher on it is fabulous. There's two different sizes. So I'm just punching holes in all of the little pieces that I've pulled out to use on my banner. I probably could have punched a bunch of, that's even, okay, so guys, I even use like a rubber piece and I put it through the crocodile and put it on, and got a hole in it, so it's awesome. So the first thread that I pulled out really wasn't long enough. I need way more thread on this than you'd think I do. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'm pulling out all kinds of cute sequins. I'm just trying to find anything that's got about the same color scheme as the pieces I've pulled out for my banner. Plus, I've got all these really great seashell ones, which is awesome because my pick photo is actually a beach photo. So here's what I'm doing with my banner is I'm just going through, I started it off with a sequence on the end so that it would all stay there, and I tied that on. And then I'm just kind of layering the different pieces and sequins. Now I am going through and basically kind of like securing the piece in its place by just kind of double looping and sometimes even tying a knot on there, because if the page, I want it to sort of stay spaced correctly. Now, initially I thought I would be good enough to just staple my banner onto my page, and let it literally just be able to hang there. That was my original intent. But what I found is that I actually made my banner a little longer than it needed to be for this page, because the page itself is going to be a 9x12 when it's all said and done. But what I did was I cut a ½ inch off the width and length on my background part so that I can mount it. And I didn't really add that in, and so I'm totally eyeballing it here, and had I let the banner hang, it would have drooped way too low, and I didn't want that. So I did end up adhering it in places, but you'll see that in a minute. So anyhow, I'm just adding on these cool pieces and the sequins here and there. I love how the sequins just kind of add dimension and color and sparkle and all kinds of fun stuff to this little banner. I'm getting really close to having this be complete. And I'm looking at it now on the video versus what I have on my page, and I realized that I totally flipped it. Isn't that hilarious? Oh well, that's okay. Okay, so now that my background is dried a little bit, I'm just gonna add in a little bit more color splotches, which basically all get covered up later on. And then I'm gonna choose my background paper, which is this cool blue. I figured I used a lot of pink already in the banner and on the background that I needed a little blue to kind of just make it, you know, just blue it up a little bit. It is a beach picture. So I did help my watercolor to dry a little bit. I was getting very impatient, wanted to get this. Didn't want to wait any longer. I was quickly losing light, and it was storming outside, so it looks even darker than normal. And so I needed to help it out just a little bit. So there's my photo, and here's my banner. I go ahead and just kind of organize it around, stapling the sides. And then that's when I decide, you know, I need to just go ahead and adhere some pieces down here and there. They're not all adhered down. And some of them are just tacked down in one small little space. I just wanted to make sure that it was secure and that it ends up looking how I want it to look. I just, you know, I feel like my pages are crazy enough as it is. I don't need to have it be even more crazy because of gravity. You know what I mean? So, and then also part of the problem I probably had was because I did not actually put my banner on the right direction, but that's okay. So I'm going to use a little tissue paper then to just, I want to put some layers that aren't too bold, but just a little bit underneath my photo. And then this is a cool piece of vellum paper that I'm going to layer underneath there as well. Little layers like this really help to kind of just frame your photograph off just a tad, and be very subtle. And then also, you know, you can still have color and other things kind of coming through. Add this little heart and really start getting things together. This box right here is my box of random papers. I don't put scraps of pattern paper in there, but I do put these scraps of like vellum and transparencies, and then other little things I find here and there I think are cute. I just throw them in there because I figure, well, I might be able to use them, and look at there, I'm using a bunch of them today. So I'm getting my photo, and I also have this other cute little pom-pommy like banner die cut thing. I'm going to get that on there as well. And then I was looking at it and I was like, you know, I really need, oh, I guess I'm putting my title on now. The title of this page is My Happy Place. I think I've probably used that title like a million times before, but sometimes like these beach pictures, you know what? Especially the beach selfies, which are not the best photographs, but it doesn't matter. It's because that's where I love to be. And I was thinking about it the other day, probably whining and lamenting that we weren't at the beach. In my head, of course, not out loud, because that would be terrible of me to whine like that. It's not just the beach, it's actually being at the beach with all of my favorite people. So I gotta give some kudos to the fam there. So now I just figured that I needed a few more of these cool, especially the seashell sequins, because it is a beach page and I figure I need just a few things here and there. So I just added a few sequins going up and down the page. And then there is this last butterfly. I figured that would be very subtle, and just place that up there. And I did adhere a sequence to it to cover up the hole that I had already bunched. The journaling is brief. And guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comment section. This page really was just set off by these awesome sequins from SpiegelMom Scraps. So at the end, please check out the coupon code again so that you guys can grab some awesome little goodies from her shop. Otherwise, you know, you can always find me creatively on Instagram at Corrie J Creative. Thanks. Bye.